Welcome to this second part of our SLBM series where we try to understand from the borrower's point of view. In the first part of this series, we understood how as a lender or how as an investor you can participate in the SLBM segment by lending your shares. In this video, we will try to understand the whole perspective from the borrower's point of view, as in why does one borrow, who earns, the borrower or the lender, and how does the borrowing mechanism work. So in this video, we will try to explain these things in detail. So let's take it step by step. The first step is, or the first point where the borrower comes into the picture was when SLBM segment was introduced a few years back. So what happened in India, we were following T+2 mechanism of settlement. That means T+2 means trading plus 2 days. If you have bought the shares on Monday, you will get your delivery of shares on Wednesday, or vice versa. If you have sold shares today, you have to give delivery latest by Wednesday, which was called as T+2 settlement. So what happens is that SLBM, when it was introduced, followed T+1 settlement. That means trading plus 1 day. So what happened was that many a times if people have short sold shares in cash, that means you've sold shares on Monday without having them, either by mistake or you've short sold it, what you could have done it was that those shares actually would have got auctioned on Wednesday if you don't give the delivery. But when the SLBM segment was introduced, there was one more option, that if by mistake you've sold more shares than what you actually hold on Monday, you could have gone on Tuesday to the SLBM market and borrowed those same quantity of shares. So once you borrow those shares, of course it will come at a minor cost, but at least you will save a huge penalty on auction, because those shares will be delivered to you on Wednesday morning, the ones which you have borrowed in SLBM segment, and on Wednesday afternoon your actual delivery has to be done for your equity segment. So there was a room to get away without your shares being auctioned, and that's where SLBM was very useful. So net if I have to explain this again in simple words, क्या कहना चाहता हूँ is that कि अगर मंडे को आपने माल भेज दिया, वेडनेसडे तक आपको डिलीवरी देना है. बट अगर आपने डिलीवरी नहीं है आपके पास, आप ट्यूसडे को मार्केट में आ सकते हो, गो टू दी SLBM मार्केट वॉच, SLBM विंडो, एंड यू कैन बोरो दोज शेयर्स. लकीली अगर आपको शेयर्स मिल जाएंगे थोड़े कॉस्ट पे, and you can deliver those shares on Wednesday morning, so at least you will be saved from the auction. So now what has happened is, since a year or two, the settlement cycle in equities also has changed from T+2 to T+1. So unfortunately you cannot borrow on the next day, but there's still a faint window left. That is, if you have short sold your shares by mistake on Monday, the equity markets closes at 3:30 p.m. but the SLBM market is there till 5 p.m. So you can still borrow the shares on the same day between 3:30 to 5 p.m. and deliver the shares on the next day, that is Tuesday itself. So check it out with your broker. This faint window is still open in the SLBM segment. If you are a borrower and if your shares are getting auctioned, you could be saved via the SLBM segment. The second example, or the second part where SLBM is useful being a borrower, is when the future quotes at a discount to the cash price and there's a reverse arbitrage opportunity. That means that if the price of, say, Vedanta, which we were taking in the previous example as well, so if the say price of Vedanta in cash segment is 710 rupees and the price of futures is say 700 rupees, that means there's a discount in the future price by say 10 rupees. So what happens is that the borrower, or there will be some prop desk brokers or sophisticated traders or high net worth traders who might take advantage of this opportunity, and it could be a win-win for a borrower as well as a lender. Let me explain you how. So what will the borrower do is, when he sees this difference of 10 rupees, he will try to borrow the shares at 3, 4, 5 rupees, whatever price he gets, but not as high as say 10 rupees. Suppose if he keeps at 5 rupees and if a lender lends him at 5 rupees, so lender को तो उसका 5 रुपया मिल गया, which we have seen in the first series as well. So he earns that 5 rupees, say on the lot size, if it's 1000 shares, so the lender gets 5000 rupees. Borrower has to pay this 5000 rupees and get those 1000 shares at a cost of 5 rupees. Now what will the borrower do? Once he does this transaction, what he will actually do is he will sell those shares in the open market the next day, and he will simultaneously buy the futures. That means he will sell the borrowed stock in the market and he will buy the futures, which is quoting at a discount of say 10 rupees or so. Now irrespective of whether the price is the same 710 to 700 or the price moves higher or lower, The game here is in the difference. मतलब suppose if the prices has fallen down to 690 and in cash, then the price of futures will be around 680. Or if the price has risen also to 740 in cash, then might be the price of futures will be 10 rupees lower at 730. So net क्या होता है कि borrower जब उसको 4-5 रुपए में वो borrowed shares मिल जाते हैं, बट जब डिस्काउंट बढ़ा रहता है 10-12 रुपीज का, तो he will try to do a trade wherein he will sell those borrowed shares and buy the futures. Why will he do that? Because at the end of the month, on the expiry day, as per the rules, the cash and the futures prices converge or they coincide with each other. That means the discount will narrow down to zero. So he will try to earn that 10 rupees. Of course, उसमें से 5 rupees तो उसका cost है, but he will still earn that 10 rupees minus 5 rupees. So net वो 5 रुपया कमाएगा minus all those charges. But he has done a transaction by keeping his shares and collaterals as margin, and he will try to earn this small amount, and he will do this trade in bulk so that he earns a substantial amount from this. It's a volume game and not a margin game. आपको लगेगा वो 2-4 रुपए में क्या मिलता है, but it's a quite a risk-free arbitrage if you ask me. And many prop desk brokers or proprietary brokers or ultra HNI smart sophisticated traders do these transactions and take advantage of this SLBM segment. Now, is this opportunity available in any stock? The answer is no. Such an opportunity generally occurs in stocks which are quoting at a good amount of discount between the cash and the futures. And why do those stocks quote at a discount in futures? Generally, it happens when the market is in a bearish scenario, or when that particular stock or sector is in a bearish scenario, or big players in the market feel that the stock price of this particular stock will go down, it's risen a lot. So these are the times when there is the futures prices quote at a discount, and as a borrower you can take advantage of this opportunity if you don't have those existing shares with you. Like if you don't have Vedanta ka shares with you and still you want to make money out of this, borrowing the shares at a lower price than the existing discount price can help you, and you can do the maths that way. Last but not the least, the borrower uses the SLBM segment for one more reason. And do like, share and subscribe to our channel if after this third point you get an aha moment in this video. So let's try to understand how the borrower uses the SLBM segment in one more efficient way. Say for example, there are many prop desk brokers, as I said, or sophisticated traders who do some pair tradings, like buying one stock and selling the other. Now what happens generally is you can buy one stock in cash segment, but you cannot sell the stock in the cash segment if you don't have it. So the other option is you can borrow those shares and sell it in the cash segment. Say for example, I want to initiate a pair trade between say two banks, say Axis Bank and an ICICI Bank. Now I can buy Axis Bank shares from the open market in equities, but I cannot sell the ICICI Bank shares. So what I can do, I can borrow those ICICI Bank and then sell it and initiate a pair trade. This is not a recommendation to initiate a pair trade between Axis and ICICI. This was just an example. You can do it in multiple trades, in multiple stocks, ideally where the correlation is higher, or you have some of your own logic calculated or back tested in it. But the idea is that the opportunity exists in many ways where one share you can buy in the cash segment, but since you are not allowed to short sell in cash and you can only short sell in the futures. Now आप बोल सकते हो सर ये कैश में क्यों करेंगे, आप फ्यूचर्स में ही कर सकते हैं. यस, डेफिनेटली यू कैन डू इट इन फ्यूचर्स, बट फ्यूचर्स में यू हैव टू ट्रेड एज पर लॉट साइजेस, एंड व्हेन यू हैव टू कीप द वैल्यूज न्यूट्रल, और इफ यू वांट टू कीप लोअर वैल्यूज, देन कैश सेगमेंट इज यूजफुल. सो ऑफ कोर्स आप फ्यूचर्स में कर सकते हो, बट एक लॉट एक्सिस और एक लॉट आईसीआईसीआई करने जाओगे, not necessarily their values are the same. So it's not a rupee neutral transaction. But when you do it in SLBM, you can keep exactly rupee neutral transaction. By rupee neutral, I mean कि value same रहे. दोनों का 2 लाख का माल लिया, 2 लाख का माल बेचा. Kind of that way. So if you've bought 1 or 2 lakhs, you can do it in smaller quantities as well. You can buy those shares, and equivalent value ka you can borrow the shares from the SLBM segment and sell it if your idea matches. And when the trade reverses in that particular month, or whenever you feel that you are in profit, you can exit the trade and return those shares preempt also before expiry or on the expiry day of the SLBM segment. So this is one way how many people use, or how many prop desk brokers or sophisticated traders use the SLBM segment by borrowing. Now someone can say that sir मुझे तो pair trade नहीं करना, then what is the use? There's still many people or many prop desk brokers or sophisticated traders, as I said, who use this segment by borrowing and then selling those shares in the open market and generating cash. मतलब कि आपने कोई पर्टिकुलर शेयर जो आपको बहुत सस्ते में मिल रहा है वो आपने लिया, सपोज रिलायंस 500 शेयर बोरो कर लिया और उसको 1 रुपए में बोरो कर लिया और उसको बेच दिया। तो यू हैव जनरेटेड दैट कैश, फ्रॉम दैट कैश यू बाय वन पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक विच यू लाइक द मोस्ट, और जहां पे आपका सिग्नल आया है बाय का, since you didn't have actual cash to buy in your portfolio, you can do this as well, generate cash by that particular stock, and if as per your analysis you feel that that stock will rise by 5 to 10% or whatever amount in that particular month, make some profit out of it, sell that particular stock which you have bought after it rises, and then return the borrowed shares back to the exchange. So 1 रुपया बोरो करके और थोड़ा मार्जिन रख के आपने ये ट्रांजैक्शन भी कर सकते हो। So net if you are a prop desk broker, if you are a sophisticated trader, ultra HNI trader or an investor who has a huge portfolio जो आपका margin में shares पड़ा हुआ है, but if you want to generate additional cash, you are fully invested also, you don't have surplus cash or you want to take this opportunity, आप borrow कर सकते हो बहुत सस्ते में 1 आध रुपए में some particular stock and sell that in the market if you don't need that stock, generate that cash, utilize that cash in buying some other stock, not in that pair trade format but just plain equities, and if you make the money in that particular month, sell it back, sell that new stock which you have bought, again generate cash, borrow that, repay the borrowed shares to the exchange, and this is how the whole transaction works. So net borrowing ka there are different ways where you can earn money. As I said, one was to save the penalty of auction if your shares you have short sold them. Second was for a reverse arbitrage opportunity. For doing various pair trades you can use, since short sell in equities is not allowed, so you can do the short sell by borrowing. And the fourth is you can just generally borrow, sell the stock, generate a fresh cash amount and buy some particular stock and trade it in it, make some profit, and then again buy those original Reliance shares and pay it back to the exchange. So these are the various ways in which you can utilize the SLBM segment from the borrower's point of view. So net आप borrower हो या lender हो, it's nothing that you will lose money or make money. In fact, there are chances if you utilize it very smartly and if you get value from this video, you will definitely try to make some money out of it. So do share, like and subscribe to our channel if you have loved this content and if you feel that SLBM is a useful segment for lending as well as borrowing. Thank you.